at LNMIT, there are several clubs that are active. There's Phoenix, and then there are several other clubs, which are very active that actually, organize events which will take place even in your first semester and certainly in your first year, which deal with the kinds of, projects that you talked about. So there are students in your second, third year and fourth year who have done these kinds of projects, and there are competitions held with various people trying to make the best possible robot of a particular kind and all of that kind. So I would very much encourage you also to get in touch. In addition, of course, so far I've spoken about the faculty, and we are obviously always available to help you, but the stuff that you mentioned, in fact, some of your seniors might even be, they are so enthusiastic about it, they're so passionate, and they have clubs and they have equipment actually with them that can help you start experimenting with some of these things. So I would encourage you to reach out to your seniors regarding some of these projects. And there are many competitions that are held even within Jaipur. So I would encourage you, if you are inclined in that direction.
Dr. Mohammad Tanveer, CSE Department HOD, to say a few words.
I'm not this HOD of CSE. Our HOD is absent due to some urgent work. So on the behalf of CSE, I would like to share some programs and something which we are doing in our department. First of all, in our CSE department, we have BTech program, MTech program, MS program and PG, this PhD level program. So we have around 12 faculties from different institutions, central universities, IITs and other from abroad. So in our CSE department, we throughout the year we call to some distinguished professors on different lectures, and at the same time, for the student benefits, we have some different kind of research program, like we start in the last year, a machine learning and pattern recognition group, wherein we group of faculty members are coming and give their lectures on their research areas, and wherein a student can get benefits. And in respect of support for the student, like to go for international conferences, so our institute support for such kind of a student if the student want to go abroad or within India to attend or to present their research work, either national level or international levels. So if you have any query, any questions, you may ask me.
Sandeep Saini, representative of ECE department, to tell us something about the department.
So I am Sandeep Saini from ECE. Dr. Tomar is our HOD. He is having a lecture right now, so he may drop in any time. Then he will also be interacting with you. Meanwhile, I'll cover up for him. So, yes, we can go next. The vision of department. Actually, LNMIT started with only CCE, but then we split up into CSE and ECE also. So main aim is to train UG and PG level who are capable of dealing with real-time challenges of electronic industry, the real problems which we are having now, and to conduct collaborative research focusing on modern communication system. So collaborative research, there is one thing like I am from ECE, I am going to work only with ECE students or faculty. That type of environment is not there. We are always collaborating with other departments, CSE, physics, mathematics, and then inter-institute level collaborations also. Faculty is engaged in research and cutting edge technology and regularly publish research article in top international journals and conferences. Advanced courses are elective in later years, and students can take those in the specialized field of communication, signal processing, VLSI and all. Basically, till now you were aware of, if you have water, aware of only electronics and communication. But inside electronics and communication, we have various specializations. So like communication is one word. In communication, you can name a lot of words like broadband communication, mobile communication, optical communication, radar communication, digital communication, analog communication. Then we can come to the circuit design level. We can go to the signal processing. All these are different fields, and every field is an area of expertise for the faculty members as well as students. So these are the programs which are offered in ECE department. We have BTech, BTech honors, then dual degree, MTech, MS and PhD. Faculty profile, Dr. Tomar, Raghuveer Tomar is HOD, he is MTech and PhD from IIT Kanpur. Currently he is working in RF, that is radio frequency, microwave and antennas. So he is taking most of the courses and research work related to those topics. Then Professor Ranjan Gangopadhyay is Professor Emeritus, or you can also know by Distinguished Professor. He is more into communication, wireless communication, photonics, and currently he is now working in the field of cognitive radio also. Professor Soumitra Devnath is expertising in networks, optical devices and queuing theory. Mr. Purnendu Karmakar has recently joined from IIT Kharagpur, and his areas are communication, wireless communication, network, social network and mobile communication also. I am Sandeep Saini. I am mostly working in VLSI design, and I am exploring about neural networks also. I am from IIIT Hyderabad. Mr. Dharmendra Dikshit from IIT Guwahati. He is in digital communication and channel coding, error correcting codes. Mr. Kapil Jainwal from IIT Bombay, he is pursuing his PhD from IIT Delhi. He is also in VLSI design and device modeling. And Mr. Raju Jaitwar from IIT Guwahati, he is working in control system and signal processing. We have 2 more faculties who will be joining in the next week time. So research part of ECE department, highly qualified, experienced faculty members which you have already seen, but only faculty would not make a research group. So that has to be supported with PG as well as UG students. So we have a focus on undergraduate as well as postgraduate research. For that purpose, advanced research labs are being set up. So the recent 2 labs which are set up for research are microwave and optical communication lab. Then a lot of number of peer journals, international journals and conference papers are published regularly by faculty members as well as students, and they always go outside India or inside India to present their work. Just the last point was missing. That is, once you complete your work here, a lot of students, they get their postgraduate or PhD admissions outside India or IIT. So the research culture which is being developed, that help them in their postgraduate or higher studies.
To all of you, Professor Anupam Singh and dear colleagues and dear students, I am going to introduce the Department of Mechatronics. You know that this is the newly started department. I am Dr. Kamal Kishore Khatri, working as Associate Professor and Head of the Mechatronics Department. And in this year, you know that this new branch, that is Mechatronics, Mechanical Mechatronics, it has been started from this 2013-14, and this branch is basically a multidisciplinary branch derived from different streams, mainly from mechanical, electronics and computer science streams. So do you know about the mechanical branch? Something about mechanical branch? So mechanical means some mechanisms, machines. Okay? It is a branch in which there is a particular function or particular work by machines which may incorporate some mechanisms or some devices, components, and the field, the output or the application may be in the field of some automobile, manufacturing, or anything related to manufacturing that is related to mechanical engineering, including the fields of thermal engineering, design engineering, or manufacturing production engineering, like manufacturing of this mic, manufacturing of the laptops, computers, nut bolts, starting from nut bolts to the aeroplanes. Okay? So wherever there is a manufacturing, you may find the mechanical engineering. Okay? And you may ask what are the applications of mechatronics? What is mechatronics? So mechatronics is basically the automation of the mechanical engineering equipments. Like earlier you had the lathe machines or washing machines, which were completely mechanical. Automobile, your car, your bikes, which were having the mechanical parts, mechanical mechanisms, purely mechanical type of mechanism. But nowadays, complete automation is done on the mechanical equipments, like computerized numerical control machines. Okay? So have you seen any type of machine in which there is something called fabrication or machining? Lathe, have you heard about lathe machine? So earlier mechanical lathe machines were there, and a worker or a person had to do the machining or any type of operation manually. Nowadays the machines are computerized machines, in which you will find the applications of electronics, computer science, and some portion of the control system engine, along with the pure mechanical systems. So in this case, you can see there is a program. You will have to make the program so that automatic, and you will find the tools moving automatically. When the tools or the systems or machines are programmed, then they will move according to the program, and then they will do the machining or any other type of fabrication process. So that system is designed, which is a intelligent system, and earlier sir has described about some embedded system, okay, and gave the example of washing machine. So you will find lot of applications of electronic, microprocessor and other things, along with the coding or programming.
Professor Tomar with us. So may I invite Professor Tomar to come upon and talk a little bit more about ECE.
I think enough has been said about ECE and other departments. Time is to move on and do something real, okay? I am a man of action, not a man of words. So that is what I would expect all new students to get into. Learn everything, but do something with what you have learned. This is where India lags a lot compared to the rest of the world. We know a lot, we do nothing. Get out of that mentality, okay? That's all. You have made a right decision, move forward. Thank you.
To try and make sure that you are, engaged first. Second is that you're comfortable with, your surroundings, the institute, and certainly since this is a new place, we want to make sure that you're moving forward comfortably on your own. If there's something which we can do to help you, get used to the place, we would like to do that. Particularly because once your classes start, we expect you to focus very much on your academics. And since there's a little time before that happens, we can use this time most productively to try and take care of all the worries, all the issues, anything else that you might want us to talk about. So any questions of any kind, let me take right now. Yeah.
Sir, yesterday I met seniors of fourth year, Sir Palash. He was saying that CC branch is not recognized. It is unrecognized branch and it is not approved by the UGC under 2F section of which was formed in 1956, and also it is not approved by AICTE. And he was also saying that there are no government jobs in CC branch. So I like you to have some comments about it.
Okay, sure. So it sounds like you are very concerned about the CC branch. If I remember right, you were also the same person who previously asked, what's the difference between CCE and CSE. Is that correct? So yeah, I mean, look, certainly let me first of all acknowledge that the CCE is a somewhat unusual branch, right? In the sense that you may or may not have seen it in many departments, many other institutes in the country. Nevertheless, I mean, so let me reassure you that there is a value to CCE. If you, in fact, actually, the institute started with only CCE, right? When we started, we had no ECE, we had no CSE, we had no mechatronics, we had no engineering physics, we had no maths and information technology, but we had CCE. In fact, it was on the strength of the fact that we had CCE that the University Grants Commission, UGC, actually gave us recognition. It gave us recognition as a de novo university, and the de novo university is de novo category of a deemed university is reserved for very rare instances in which some university does something so innovative and so unusual and so great, let me put it this way, that the UGC felt compelled to recognize you for that. It's very rare for the UGC to give a de novo, categorization of deemed university to anybody. You can take a look at, so this is public knowledge, you can go and look at how many universities there are, how many of them ever had de novo status and so on. It's very rare.
Research labs of Infosys, they started a department called Research Lab. So a group in the research lab called Convergence Group. And what they meant was convergence of computing and communication. Computing and communication. Where is my mobile? It has an operating system. It has a microprocessor chip. It computes. All right? Whatever. It displays all the emails that once upon a time, 15, 20 years, you needed a big computer to access mails. I'm talking about late 80s, early 90s, when I was in Carnegie Mellon University, you need a big computer for the mails. That computing power is here to fetch the mails and display here. And I can do delete mail, modify mail or forward mail, create a mail and all. And it also does a lot of other things, right? In future, it does a lot more other things.